time to revisit the best attraction of all, and I bet you can't guess what it is. Except you probably can because you saw the title of the video. Hi everybody and welcome to another episode of Revisiting Disney. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so if you're new to the series, what Revisiting Disney is a series in which every episode I take an attraction or a show or a part of the parks and I play Armchair Imagineer and try and think of new ways to approach them if you had to replace it with something completely new. It started as a series in which I was sort of ranting about Epcot and how I thought Disney could make it even better, but then I thought it'd be a fun creative exercise for other parts of the parks just to see what it is about the attractions that we love and how you could take that essence and put it into something new. And today we are going to be revisiting the attraction that many people ride first before anything else they do at Disney, and that is Disney's Magical Express, the free bus service from Orlando International Airport to your hotel and back again. I thought this would be interesting because, like the early Epcot episodes where they sort of spawned for me genuinely thinking that Disney can improve in some way, this sort of came from that idea as well. I just went back in September. I used Disney's Magical Express. I've been using them for most of the trips. And I walked away thinking, oh, they could do a whole bunch of stuff to make this even better. But rather than doing something really practical, like, something budgetary or small or minor, let's pretend we have a blank check and we have complete creative freedom to redo Disney's Magical Express however we want. Ready? Get a fleet of Ferraris so everybody could just drive a Ferrari to Disney. No, that would actually be really awesome, but that would also, I think, be a little too far outside of the realm of possibility. We'll try and reel it in. We'll reel it in from the Ferraris. So, okay. If you've never done it before, it is a bus fleet. They're coach buses. They pick you up at Orlando International. They take you to your hotel. Usually they'll group a couple of hotels per bus, and so they'll make multiple stops. And when you ride it, it's like your normal coach bus experience. They have TV screens every few rows that play some Disney videos. That video sort of has changed over the years a little bit. And that's really about it. And then on your way back, they'll pick you up about 3 hours before your flight out of Orlando International, and they'll take you to the airport, which is the sad trip back. It's a very simple service, yet there is so much room for improvement. So this is what I would do if I was the king of Magical Express. First off, let's replace them with new buses. The buses are at the core, the heart of this entire, service. So they need a big upgrade. Now, here's the thing. I hate coach buses with the upholstered seats. It always feels stuffy, like you're wrapped in a carpet or something. Which you would think I would like, but I really don't. So first things first, let's get a whole new bus line, leather seats, maybe a little more leg room, maybe add a couple more buses to the actual, fleet so that you could spread it out a little bit. Right now, they're sort of like a mix of these skinned buses that look like old classic 50s style buses, and sometimes they look like cruise ships. Let's do away with all that. The idea that I have is that the bus fleet will be based similar like Disney bounding. They won't look blatantly like Disney characters, but they will use color schemes that represent Disney characters. So you can have your, primarily white bus with blue and I think, black and gold, and you could, or yellow, and from that you have your Donald Duck bus. Or you have the primarily black bus with a little bit of orange highlights and green, and that's your Goofy bus. And on the inside, give them nice leather interiors with color patterns that are nice and aesthetically pleasing that match those colors. So it's like, it feels like an actual bus. I feel like the Magical Express buses now, they almost feel like they just took coach buses and retrofitted them for Disney. Let's make it seem like these were made specifically for Disney. And they're leather, so you're gonna have to take more care to keep them clean. But you know what? We have an unlimited budget in this scenario, and we have complete control. So that's what we're gonna do. Next thing that we could do to help these buses, let's take out those screens and bring it up to 2016 standards. Right now, as it is, they have these tiny screens. They're about the size of like a regular iPad, and you have them every couple of rows, and you have speakers somewhere in the bus. but clearly not close enough that makes it easy to hear what's going on. And that was really what stuck out to me when I last used Magical Express, and when I was trying to think of ways to improve upon it, is that they had these videos playing that I just could barely hear because I was just far away enough that it was out of earshot. You have the loud motor of the bus going on, you have people talking, you just couldn't hear anything. The quality didn't look that good. You could tell it was like a master DVD just playing on loop. So let's do away with that. JetBlue has, decades old planes that have personalized screens. So why can't a bus? Let's get a nice bus with a screen on the back of your seat. And if you want to save, a couple of bucks, maybe just one screen for the 2 seats in the row or something. But give them something closer with speakers built in so that I can actually hear what's going on screen. So that's the next step. Now you have this modern bus, looks nice, it's clean, leather seats, nice screen. Next thing you want to do is just completely replace what you show. Now, it used to be sort of like this pre-made video specifically for Magical Express, sort of welcoming you to Disney, and that was really cool, and that went in the right direction. When I last used it, it wasn't like that at all. It was like this mishmash of some Disney trivia and some cartoons, and then some like behind the scenes videos, which again is a very admirable direction to take that programming in, but I felt like it wasn't 100% there. First off, the Mickey cartoons, great choice. Keep those in there. Those are fantastic, and those are a great way to like pepper them in there. But things like the trivia. Why is the trivia there as a video when it's 2016 and you could clearly do something more interactive? And this is where I'm sort of taking this entire direction of what you would do with the screens on the back of the bus. Make them touch screens, make them interactive. Add 2 elements. Add the video element that just plays by default that people could just sit back and watch, the passive element, and make the active element, which is more of a interactive model. And you can do so much with that interactive model. You can have your trivia games, you can have information, and this is where I think this can actually improve on your entire stay experience. What's cool is you have the Disney Experience app on your phone, and you can do all sorts of things with that. Why not offer up that functionality on the bus itself? Add a menu so you can look at ride wait times, since a lot of those people on the bus are going to be in the parks very shortly. Add something so that you can look up your hotel and maybe take a look at the map of your hotel. That's one of the first things they do when you check in a hotel is they give you a map and they show you here's where laundry is and here's where the food court and this is where everything is. Have a map that does that for you while you're on the bus, right? Or if you want to get really technically, fancy, how about it has Wi-Fi access and it ties into their system so you can look up your name and maybe it'll even tell you where your room is before you even get to the hotel. Really streamline that check-in process for people who need information. Make some tutorial videos on how to use FastPass Plus or how to book dining reservations. The sort of stuff that you're going to want a refresher on if you haven't been to Disney in a while and you're about to kick off a vacation, where that plays a really big part of like how well your vacation goes. And then on the more passive side, use that and, use some more modern Disney media to really pump you up for your Disney trip. Like I said, I think the Mickey cartoons are a great first step. I think they're short, they're easily digestible, they're the sort of thing you would watch on the bus. On top of that, make some videos, maybe throw the sort of stuff that you would see on YouTube from a YouTuber who loves Disney. Or, short behind the scenes stuff. The Disney Parks blogs puts up a lot of short videos that I think are really cool that show a little bit of behind the scenes. Put that in there and put it in beautiful HD, 1080p, none of this DVD quality stuff. Or if you just want to purely get people pumped up, invest in creating some really beautiful like montages or find somebody who's really good at making Disney montages. Just sort of make this smorgasbord of like short little 3 to 4 minute videos that play one after another that sort of get you hyped up for this trip you're about to take. And then on that other hand, have the informational section. So maybe the parents or the adults or people who just need to find information can look it up there. And so it's not just entertaining, but it is also like valuable as a tool. So I think with all of those things together, I mean, the basic core service can stay the same. It drops you off at a couple hotels. It's still as useful, but it just speeds things up a little bit more. It helps you, get a little more pumped for your vacation, brings the whole service into, 2016 and beyond, so it doesn't feel as antiquated, and really bring back that idea that when Disney does something, they do it themselves because they have this high bar of quality that they reach for and that they think other companies can't do. I think as of now, the service is fine. And to be completely fair and a little bit cynical, they have no real need to improve on the service, because the truth of the matter is you're not going to cancel your Disney trip because the bus trip that's free isn't good enough. And you're not going to, decide not to go to Disney because you don't enjoy the bus trip. It's really a utilitarian service there. But why not take that extra step? Because that's what Disney excels at, and that's what makes a Disney trip really special. And I think people talk about how excited they are to take Magical Express, and I think that's a testament to how it is one of the first steps in the memory making process when it comes to a Disney vacation. And those memories are the things that people turn to when they're thinking about going back again. So that's just my idea of how I would sort of change and revisit Disney's Magical Express. I would love to hear what you think. Maybe that's a great idea. Maybe you hate buses. Maybe you don't care at all. Maybe because you don't take the bus at all. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you would do at the Disney's Magical Express. Maybe you have a better idea than what's there. Maybe like, I don't know, like flying airships or something. I don't know. Throw it out there in the comments below. Or you can let me know on Twitter. I'm at RobPlays. You can also leave suggestions for other attractions or parts of the parks that I can revisit in future episodes. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great week. Whatever you're doing, make the most of it, because it makes it that much better. And I hope to see you next time for the next Revisiting Disney. Bye, everybody.